Hi, I'm Construction Gamer, and this is the UK Northern Powerhouse on Transport Fever 2. This is going to be episode number 13 in the series, and in this episode we're going to be talking a bit about the Castlefield corridor. It's been talked a lot recently on social media, and it's been mentioned quite a lot because things have come to a head now where the reliability of services through Manchester and across the Pennines have just been becoming completely unreliable. So basically the Castlefield corridor is a mile long section from what would be in real life Manchester Oxford Road to Manchester Piccadilly, and basically it is the main east-west route through which all trains from Liverpool from the west going to the east have to pretty much travel through this section of railway. It was planned that Manchester Piccadilly would be getting two extra through platforms to try and alleviate things. Also, the section between Manchester Oxford Road and Manchester Piccadilly would be four-tracked, and Manchester Oxford Road itself would be completely rebuilt in order to allow the capacity that was needed for the services. Now, in this, obviously the scale is off, so we haven't got, there's definitely not enough room for Manchester Piccadilly and Manchester Oxford Road, but I will put in Manchester Victoria because it's quite an important station. You can almost get away without building Oxford Road because it isn't. It's a bit of a funny station, really. It's one of those ones, if you want to go towards Liverpool, you get on at Piccadilly, because you know if you get on the train at Oxford Road, 9 out of 10 times the train's usually full anyway. So I think we can live without Oxford Road, but yeah, we need Piccadilly through platforms. At the minute we've just got Manchester. I hadn't bothered to name it because it was just a temporary station while we sorted things out. Now, the problem with Castlefield corridor, it was tight anyway because it's two tracks, two platforms, and then it's out eastwards towards across the Pennines and different other routes. But also when the Old Salt Cord opened, which allowed through running of services from Manchester Victoria to Manchester Piccadilly for the first time, 2 Transpennine Express services per hour routed via the Old Salt Cord through the through platforms onto Victoria and then out eastwards. They came from the airport and then come through, so it added extra pressure to Piccadilly. Really what was supposed to have happened is the Old Salt Cord would have been built here, and at the same time, or around the same time, the upgrade of Oxford Road, the Castlefield corridor would have began, but it never happened. The government pulled the money, so that is the remaining issue with that. So I'm thinking I'm going to keep Piccadilly as it is with the 2 platforms. I remember in my UK West Coast series I did actually put 4 platforms in, but I'm going to try and keep it semi-realistic. Just going to wait for that train to get out of the way bit further. Hopefully nothing else comes in. Actually, before that, just to have a quick look at some of the routes. I've been upgrading slowly. We haven't got a great deal of money, but I have been moving the game forward. So we're in 1964 now, but I have upgraded some of them to diesel hauled traction. So we've got whatever they are. A better look, because I know I'm known for getting things wrong. It's class 37. So I've got some of those pulling my passenger services at the minute with Mark 1 carriages. I've still got some loco haul services like the East Coast Main Line, Darlington to Grantham, because there are 4 sets on that, so that'll be quite expensive. Although just saying that, yeah, it's one of the best. It is the best earning service. The Chester Manchester's performing poorly, but it was bunched up. I've tried to unbunch it a bit. I think what the problem was is the oil Stanlow to Warrington was getting in the way, so that has been upgraded to, and we'll check again, a 47, which has 3,700 horsepower, so hopefully it will get that oil train out of the way of my Chester Manchester service. If it doesn't solve the issue, then that service will be gone, because it's not really making a huge deal of money anymore. Anyway, Whitby Darlington still bedding in, could do better. I've had to downgrade that to two carriages I'll leave that to bed in for a while. I know it's losing 2 million quid, but I think I can just about live with it for now. But then, yeah, Liverpool Manchester been upgraded. 4 cars on that now, so capacity of 100 and odd, 105. Oh yeah, and almost forgot to mention the Manchester Sheffield Woodhead route has now been upgraded. It's been electrified, and we are now running these 76s on this route with 5 cars. And yeah, as you can see there, they are 105 passengers. So they are pretty full. He's just waiting for him. Can I put a set of signals in there? No, I don't. I think we can get away with that without putting a second set in. Have I upgraded that? I have been slowly but surely upgrading the signals to kind of electric, multicoloured aspect signals as well, because I've been checking around and I've asked a few people who know these things, and we did start to see these multi-aspect signals from about the 1930s actually, so I think it's about time we started putting these in. They weren't kind of electric controlled, let's say, but they were starting to be introduced, and I thought with the electrification of this route, then we can put that in. We are almost getting to about the time, another few years, and it really, in real life, the Woodhead route will be closed, but I'm going to keep it open until we've finished, well, at least until we finish the Pennine routes across the Pennines, east-west, and then I'll make a decision whether to keep it open or not later on in the future, because this is making pretty good money at the minute, is it? It should be. It's making about £1 million, which is not to be scoffed at. We are in profit, have been improving, making investments in vehicles, so we have spent quite a lot, but £11 million per quarter is not too shabby, I don't think, so yeah. Now, right, where was I getting to? So I think we've updated everything that I've done. We do have lots and lots of people here waiting, unfortunately, but this station has to go. I know, we've just broken everything. Now, I'm not entirely sure where the Woodhead Railway route went, but for this we are going to be going into Manchester Piccadilly, possibly the terminus platforms, but we will see. So I'm going to have to move Manchester Piccadilly over a bit. Don't want to do too much demolition, but we do need space for the terminating platforms, and then we want station, doesn't really matter. Colour, is it going to be blue? Doesn't really matter too much. Tracks, we're just going to have 2 platform lengths, 160 to 140. We'll chuck it in about there. Now this is going to be a complex build, but we will. I will try to get it right this time and not make huge monumental mistakes. So get rid of the buildings, get rid of them, get rid of them. The canopies can stay there. Platforms, we're just going to use the standard platforms. Are we? Where are the standard platforms? Oh yeah, that's just a platform. Yeah, actually saying that, let's just plop one of these down. That's got a building in the middle, that's not the right one, is it? Let's plop these down. Another colour. Actually, you know what? I wasn't very happy with having the white edge right around the platform, but I think we're going to live with it. And what we're going to do, because the standard platform has an edge around it anyway, so it doesn't really lend itself to making concourses as such, but we're going to yeah, it's not I wish we had a blank tile That's as big as it's going to let me build it. That's unfortunate as well. Yeah, I wish we had like a blank tile to make, so we could make realistic looking concourses. So that's going to go in there. So it's just big enough for what I wanted. So I didn't really want, I don't know how this is going to work or if it will work, but I didn't want platform number 13, 14, which are the through platforms touching the bay platforms at the terminus station. So I'm going to see if this will work. I don't think it will. In fact, I think we'll put something in. Let's have a look. See what these waiting rooms. No, I don't like that. What else have we got? Have we got anything else? Passenger platform empty. Yeah, and as if by magic, that's exactly what I wanted. I didn't look because I'm an idiot, right? But at least the station is looking like it's supposed to. I think actually, let's see if it'll let me do this. So we'll use these empty ones. So every other platform, every other kind of segment will be empty, and then we will have actually our concourse in the middle down here. Other than the white lines, it doesn't look too bad, and then we're going to have a segment in here, and then we want our so we'll have that in there, and then we've got one over there, so just can't really see if it's all, doesn't, it probably is, but I'm not entirely sure if that's joined up properly. And actually saying that, technically these platforms are, it's an island, isn't it? So we're going to try that. Let's give it a go anyway. Yeah, this system is good. It is a bit rigid, but it does give you a bit more flexibility. I suppose what I could have done is what I did in the West Coast build, is actually build 2 stations. But I thought for simplicity's sake and just for continuity that we'll have it being one big station, just to make things a little bit more straightforward. So, right, that's actually, we can just stick with the low speed now. We don't really need to worry too much about it. I'm almost certain that it's an island platform. Right, let's see what 2 of these look like together. Doesn't look too bad, I guess, and then we'll stick one of these in there in the middle. And really, this doesn't want to be full length, and then we want, if we put 2 more of them in, and then a blank section in there. No, not a blank section, because we want our tracks down here coming out. We can delete that, and then have another track section. I know they wouldn't be next to each other like that in real life, but the actual through platforms themselves are kind of curved away from Piccadilly almost, or they curve into the throat of Piccadilly. So we're doing the best we can with what we've got available to us, and look like that. So they're the through platform, through tracks. Now the only problem is, I'm we're not going to be able to extend the roof over to that. That's annoying. This is getting it's getting to be quite tricky. Right, so yeah, we've got that. Canopies in blue. Just down. Actually, no. Get rid of these and that. And platforms. We'll have the 2 waiting rooms in the middle, and then we'll have the seats on the end, and then the canopies just over the waiting room areas in the right colour, and hopefully like so. Now what we need now is platforms. We need the connectors and see if this will be connected up. Does that get rid of the yeah, never mind. There's no diagram to show if it's connected up or not. Hopefully it is, and I think I'll put another set in there like that. Yeah, because there's no way. It'd be great if we had an overbridge at some point. That would be a good addition. Right, so I guess what we want to try now is MISC. Yeah, obviously we can't go across there. I'm not sure how many arches Piccadilly has. I don't do a 1, a 2 and a 3. Don't know if I'm going to be happy with that or not. I don't think I am. Right, I'm just going to rebuild this again. It's not quite a crew situation, but I just want to try and make it look a little bit better. So yeah, I will speed progress on a little bit, and hopefully this station will look semi good when I've finished with it. Okie dokie, so the station is semi looking how I want it to. The when you have 2 platforms together like that, you do end up with a roof that looks a bit like that, but I think I'll live with it. So basically we've got the island platform here, we've got 13, 14 I think, and then we've got only 4 bay platforms, terminating platforms, but that should be enough I think for the amount of services that we're going to run through it. So I've put this back in, hopefully that's been adopted as Manchester. Put the bus stop back in, put a little bridge in there, and yeah, all of these passageways, stairways are all connected up. So all in all, it doesn't look too bad. I think working with what we've got, it'll do the job. So the next section is to put in the actual Castlefield corridor, which really isn't that much, just like that. That's it. Yeah, I'll put it on a slight curve like that, and then I've got my complicated diagram to try and well, it's not a complicated diagram, but it's to try to simplify what's actually going on. I was going to 4-track it where Oxford Road is, but I don't think there's any point really, so I'm just going to I'm going to start with I'll start with the Ordsall Cord, and I think actually, have I got a metal bridge yet? We will have it on a metal bridge, because the actual Ordsall Cord itself is actually on a bridge. It's I think it's metal oxide, so it's rust. It's rust colour, but basically that colour protects it from the elements apparently. So yeah, we'll have it that we'll have that colour. If you haven't seen the Ordsall Cord Bridge, look it up, because it is actually quite an impressive looking structure. I was actually there in Manchester when they were lowering the bridge. I mean, it took absolutely hours. There was two of the largest cranes in the country needed in order to get the actual bridge in place, because the bridge itself isn't enormous, it's not really that heavy, but it was the distance they had to lift. So they had to lift it over a river, over a section of road, not a river, canal maybe. maybe a river, can't remember. So yeah, it was quite a complicated lift, and I was there while they were putting that in place. It was quite an impressive thing to see. So yeah, that's supposed to represent the Ordsal cord, and then I think if we actually bow out towards that direction, towards the Chatmos line, I'm going to keep it on. Actually, again, I thought we'd had. Why aren't you? Oh, that's because you're. Never mind. What sort of colour do we want? Something like that. And you want to be on the level. Yeah, we'll have a bit of a viaduct there, just because there are, when you come through Manchester, there are a lot of viaducts and things. So that's there, and then this curves into here. This could be quite tricky, and if we're not careful, the junctions. Actually, you know what? I need to redo this. So it wants to be straight and flat level to about there, on a brick that's too light. No, that's even lighter. Yeah, it's kind of grubby looking because of all the pollution and things like that. So that just wants to curl. It doesn't want to. Right, get this right back to there. Bring that to about there on the level. I want to keep everything flat, and then it wants to be on a viaduct for a little bit. Again, flat, like so, and then curve this in to the Chatmos line. Just taking a bit of a look how that's looking. No, right. Take all that out. Just gonna have to try and make sure everything's on the level as we build it. So we need to set all our levels. Like so. And then we're coming out of Manchester a little bit now, but just because of the scale of what we're working with. Again, keep it nice and flat for now. Push that back, then hopefully it should be a nice flat junction. Where's the point mechanism? Yeah, I have to get rid of Ordsal cord, and then just go back to where the points are. So we've got our snapping point. Bring that into there. Have a quick look at the junction just to see what it looks like. Got a bit of a horrible glitch thing going on there. Might have to live with it. We've got some wall coming through as well. It's, right, if we try, let's see if it'll let us select. So, what is the usual? No, I don't want that. I've forgotten which is the normal kind of vanilla bridge. Try changing the texture is not going to make any difference, but we'll give it a go anyway. See if we can make something look a little bit nicer than that, what we had before. Bring that into there. Yeah, we've still got, like, I hadn't changed the colour of that, but yeah, we've still got bits of wall fouling the line. And I think for now, for the junction, we might have to use an embankment, which isn't ideal, but not really happy with that glitching and the wall poking through and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna not using the iron bridge because that's not really. It's not even. Actually, let's take a look at what the iron bridge looks like. Well, the steel bridge. Not entirely accurate, but there are sections of metal or steel bridges, or even possibly are iron, because they date back that far. Yeah, you've just got those two bits of. I'm not gonna be happy with that at all. So I think the junction itself is going to have to be on an embankment, which again isn't ideal, but we don't get as much glitching, and that the speed of the junction itself isn't particularly fast, but we don't have much room to play with. Now we are going to have a similar situation here, but I think if I push that back, put that on the embankment to there, then put Ardswell Cord in, which is, oh no, we're zooming out, aren't we? Which is Metal Bridge to there, and then where is that point? Where's my snap? To there. See what that's done. That's not actually as bad, but it's still not great. So I think push that back again, just a little bit of embankment to there, and then we'll have the littlest bit of viaduct, stone viaduct, brick, whatever. That's pretty slow, but it is quite tight into there like that. Doesn't look too bad, it's not amazing, but it will probably do. Yeah, flattening the terrain's not really going to do too much, but actually it's not too bad. I think I will live with it as far as we can with regards to scale and things like that we have to be mindful of. So push that back to there. Not going to electrify this route yet because we're not quite at that stage at the minute. I probably could do, but I'm not going to. And then just push this back. I really wish that brush size was bigger. So yeah, you've got a little bit of a hint of some of. Yeah, we can't put a little bit of a hint of some of the kind of arches and viaducts and things that run right through Manchester, the railways and trams on. There is really quite a bit going on, so we'll put a bit more in, I think. See if that'll let us. No, that's just trying to put in one of them. Just want to make enough space for a road to go underneath, so we'll go to about there. That should be autosave. Yeah, that should be low enough, and then if we get the terrain from the road to about there, again it's not entirely necessary. I just want a bit of a hint of some of the structures in and around Manchester. So is that connected up? Yes it is. We can connect this road up, we'll get some country road to about there, and then street to there. Get rid of that, and then just smooth this off a little bit. Yeah, so we've got some of the features in there and a bit of a hint of what goes on. Now we've got another complicated section to do. So, right, where's Wigan? Wigan is over there. And, oh, this is going to have to go as well. Right, push this all back. That's going to have to be flat on an embankment. And then what I want to do is get this section off here. Wait, no, right, no, maybe not there. To about there. Maybe a little bit faster. Can we do 35 to there? And then push that back to about there, smooth, and then we'll put a tiny bit of the viaduct back in. Yeah, just want to get all the kind of junction manoeuvres out of the way as quick as possible. So that runs off towards Wigan. What are these junctions looking at before we commit to them? They're not looking too bad. That one's alright. What's the Ordsall Chord looking like? That's alright. Yeah, it's all looking alright, I think. Smooth it all. We could do with unpausing the game. Oh, pressing the wrong button. Could do with unpausing the game shortly. Just want to make sure we get all this in the right place. Like so. I think again we'll have a bit of viaduct. Just a little bit of a hint of viaduct there, and then get rid of all that. So, right, where are we off to next? Right, this is going to have to go. I don't know why. Why is there a bus stop there? Who knows? Yeah, I don't want to do too much demolition, but sometimes needs must. Right, so if we get our signalling now, this is going to be quite. We'll use 3 aspects. So we're going to put in one there, and another one there. We haven't got much space between this diamond interchange, which is probably going to be a temporary thing for now. Actually, I think I will see if I can make this diamond interchange a little bit smaller from about there. Yeah, it's going to be really slow speed, but I just would like a signal in here one way. Yes, should have turned that on. Right, so about there, and then another one here, just so we're not fouling up junctions. Actually, get rid of these and redo them all again. So this again is, yeah, that's one way. It's quite a lot, quite a big gap in between the signal block sections, but realistically it's the only way to kind of get things moving, because if I was to put intermediate signals anywhere else, I mean possibly in there, might be 160 metres long, but I'm doubtful. Then you could end up with trains fouling the junctions and blocking junctions. So yeah, hopefully that's just about big enough for the train. So what's that saying? Fuel Warrington, Manchester Bolton. Oh yeah, broke all that. Actually, what's up with the Woodhead terminals? Yeah, you're trying to go onto there, so you can go on to platform 4. Platform 4. Platform number. Ooh. Yeah, platform number 5 is a dummy platform, so you can go on to platform 8. No, platform 7. Because again, 8 is a dummy. 5 and 8 are dummies, so that should be right. And yeah, okay. No, get off that. Yeah, I put a set of stairs in here. I know there is another entrance to Piccadilly, I'm pretty sure somewhere, but I can't. Well, yeah, it will do, I think, in this instance. I know there are 2 kind of main entrances, or 2 entrances to Piccadilly, so I've got one there, like so, and that could be. It is in the real Piccadilly. It's an above ground crossing thing. So yeah, but we were talking about this section, right? So I'm afraid I'm going to have to do some more demolition, which is a shame because Manchester was actually getting quite big. But it is progress now. Manchester Victoria only needs to be 160 metres long, which should be enough. Catenary, no. Platforms 4, and I think in this instance we will have all through platforms to about there, like that, and then we've got, I think what I will do is just have 2 coming off here on the level, because we're going to have to put diamond crossing in for now. Put 1 down the middle. That's a nice nifty little thing, that the actual track, I suppose it's necessity with the station configuration utility as it is that the tracks are the same width as a platform, or the track bed is the same width as a platform, so you can actually do stuff like that just so everything is nice and straight. No, we didn't want to do that yet, we wanted that to do that. Curve out a little bit. This is going off towards Wigan, so it can actually be straight and flat, so we can get our junction in, and then actually yeah, right, get rid of all this. I'm not entirely sure if we can build a diamond crossing on a stone viaduct or not, but we're going to try, because we need to get a road in, and I would like the station to be a little bit kind of representative, or realistic. Yeah, I don't want to say realistic because that's not entirely accurate, so we want to be level, because we want a fighting chance of being able to put a diamond crossing in for now, and then to there like that. I should have extended that to there. No, why are you doing that? Why are you doing a little tiny bit of whatever that was? Track. Alright then, maybe not. To there, and then it wants to be from there. Wants to be on an embankment, just because of the issues that we can have with junctions. So bring that around. Let's see what that looks like. No, it's going down far too severely. So push that track right back out of the way, and then like so. Just have a quick gander at that. That's all right, and then we can connect that up like so. We're getting there slowly. Now this wants to actually curve quite a bit more severely than it does, unfortunately. Jesus. Okay, that's quite tall. And it's quite slow. Maybe 50, will that let me do 50? I think what I want to do, again, this is just not really. Oh no, alright then. Right. Just wasn't quite happy with the height of that viaduct, and that's just, yeah, it's costing me millions just for that. Stop it. Need to calm it down. Just smooth that off like so. Right, and then we can come back in with our track. Nice, yeah, it's going to have to be quite a tight curve in like that. Just make sure we replace our signal before we forget. And level, I thought there was like a shadow, there's a bit of a whatever that is. Like that, and then it's almost going to have to sort of loop back on itself. It's not entirely realistic, but I think we don't really have much choice, because this wants to go off to in a straight line on the flat like that. Maybe we didn't need to be quite so whatever the word is. Just need to make sure. Oh no, pressed the wrong button. Right, so come over to here. Make sure you are sort of approaching that, and then just bring this in, and hopefully that should have lined up nicely to there. Another set of points. Take a quick look at the junction, making sure it's nice and flat, which it is, which is good. Just do a little bit of smoothing, and then soon we will be able to unpause the game, I hope. So yeah, we've got that, and then why that needed to be like that is because we needed to get off towards Bolton, like so. We'll put our signalling in there, and then there, like so, and then we want, I think we're just going to have two sets of signals coming into the diamond crossing, which I didn't do. It's possibly. Yeah, it's not the fastest in the world, but it will do the job. And then just want to make sure I've got a bit of road nice and flat with the station. I think we'll have a T-junction, maybe, possibly. A bit more demolition. Swing that into there, get that down to there. Actually, that is not entirely unrealistic, because it does almost, because you've got the, suppose you'd have the Manchester Arena here. It used to be the MEM, I think it's the Phones For You Arena now, would be around here, and there is a road that loops down and then underneath the track like that. So yeah, that's not too unhappy with that, I don't think. Get a bit of track out, extend that up to there, and then we will use the country track, just swing it in, like that, connect the bus routes up. Yeah, I wanted to get all this out the way. I mean, one of the reasons is I want to get rid of some of these bus routes. Let's see if buildings, bus stops, will that adopt? Yeah, so that's it. That's adopted that. And then we'll have some bus stops in the middle, so that's adopted that. Let's just take a look at these bus routes. Manchester Stockport isn't doing particularly well anyway, but I'm going to keep it going because it is a feeder service. Manchester Bolton, right, so we've got main road, right, okay, get rid of those, add station, that one, and then back again, back to Bolton, and then Fuel Warrington. That doesn't need to be messed with, does it? Have I actually got, maybe I've got a drop off point there. I've done the wrong thing there. They are bus stops. Right, so Bolton to main road, then to there, then to there, and then back again, like so. Because that's an actual bus stop, isn't it? Let's just check the fuel Warrington, yeah, stopping at that passenger bus stop. I think what I'll actually do is, I know we're not going to. I don't think the Warrington fuel line is good. Well, the fuel service is going to be in service that much longer, but we will keep it going for now because I think it is the whole. Some of the routes might not be making huge amounts of money, but I think as a whole, the actual system itself is still earning money, which is kind of important. Now, what's wrong? Manchester Rochdale. What's wrong? Where's Rochdale? Oh, why is it routes? All routes. Manchester Rochdale. Right. Line manager. So, don't know what any of this is. Upper Rochdale. So we've got one station in Rochdale, which could probably be better, and then why have you done what the? Right, gonna have to redo this. Just go away. There. Why are you adding two of everything? I don't understand. What's wrong? Oh dear. Think I need another coffee. Right. Try this again. Clicking on the right thing this time. Sorted. Nothing in the box. We can unpause that. Unpause the game. And take a look at what we've done. So this one's going to go off to Bolton, so I'll be able to put a service into Bolton at some stage. Get rid of the bus route. Yeah, it's quite busy, but again, that is Manchester. That is the issue. It's really heavily built upon. It's really densely packed, and there's just not very much space to build things very easily. So yeah, that is. I think that's pretty accurate representation actually. Those pairs of tracks probably could have gone into those platforms there, but I'm not certain what sort of routes we're going to have operating. Just need to make that a little less steep because the bus was 2-lane tarmac road, top speed 60. Make that climb a little less severe. Press play again. You can turn round. No, not you. Who said anything about you? Carry on. Right, we've got Manchester Victoria in, we've got Manchester Piccadilly in with its through platforms, which seem to be long enough for that's a 4-car service. Got a bit of a complex junction arrangement here, but I think it's about the best we can get away with. Let's just speed him along a little bit. He's only 4 cars, just big enough for 5. But actually, what are you? You're a 5 car, so we'll speed things on a little bit. Oh, maybe not that fast. Pause you, and then get some signals in. So I'll put one in here, and then one in there. Yeah, the Class 800s are coming out soon, and there is going to be a Transpennine Express 5-car version, which is 160 metres long, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's actually 6 with the locomotive. But yeah, I'm going to be working on the basis of 5 car units for kind of the regional services. So anything that's in-city express, like your West Coast services or your East Coast mainline services, 240 metre long trains or 240 metre long stations, but any regional services like the Trans-Pennine Express, Northern, limited to 160 metre long. So that's big enough for that train to wait in there without fouling those points, which is the crucial thing. So got passengers waiting here once again, which is good. Not very many, but yeah, that'll do. I think I would like to get... No, I will leave it actually. I won't put anything else in there. I will leave the station as it is. Fences and walls. Let's do some high detailing. No, we can't. We can't do any high detailing. We can put one on there, and that's it. Right, they're platforms anyway. So, what's up with you merging into yourself? The door's opening on the right-hand side, or the right side, which they are. So I think I'm going to leave it there for today. Got quite a lot done. Quite a complex arrangement of junctions, but it just means we can get on now and start to put in the Trans-Pennine routes and some of the other routes as well. So we've got some of the more complicated construction out of the way. So we'll leave it there for today, and I'm going to say until next time, bye bye.